Hi guys, today I teamed up with a team of awesome creators to bring you the biggest mistakes we made on YouTube starting out. And all of us have tips to help you so that you don't make the same mistakes. So guys, I am so excited about this video. This is so important to me because a lot of people, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, are now looking to channels like YouTube as their primary source of income or side gig to help support their livelihood. And also because I was quite lost when I first started out. I didn't really know if what I was doing was right or wrong. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sassy Funke and I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator. I create content on here to help the average Nigerian and African content creator travel better and also to support new creators out there. Before we get started, I want to quickly state that making mistakes is actually an important part of YouTube. You need to make mistakes and learn from them in order to actually become a better creator. So don't be afraid to actually make mistakes. By making this video, we hope that you can learn from our mistakes so that you don't make the same ones, right? And your YouTube growth is actually an easier, smoother process than we had when we first started. In the description box of this video are the links for all the awesome creators that are a part of this video. I ask that you actually go and check out their channel right after you finish watching this video because they're doing amazing things in their field. So definitely check them out and also subscribe to their channel. So let's get straight into this video. The first creator up to share is Layefa of Layefa Beauty.
Hi guys, my name is Layefa and I have a beauty and lifestyle YouTube channel. So these are the mistakes I made when I started out. The number one and the most important mistake that I made that I do not want you guys to make is the fear. I let the fear get so big that it made me lose 2 years that I could have used to start my YouTube channel. I let the fear get so big that I procrastinated. I made so many excuses. Like I bought all my gadgets and everything that I had to start my YouTube channel, yet I was still making excuses because I was afraid. It's okay to be afraid, but instead of making that fear get so big that it limits you, embrace that fear. Let it be a push that you need to start your YouTube channel. Don't make excuses for yourself, just start. I promise you, when you put out that first video, it goes uphill from there. I was so moved by negative comments. Like I let them get under my skin. And the one thing that you should know is if you are doing well in life, negative comments must come. Like that's one thing I had to learn. Like it will actually make me not put out content for a while because someone dropped a negative comment and then I felt so bad about it and then I'm like, I'm not doing this YouTube thing anymore. People will always, like, you can't please everybody. Like you can actually put out a video that is about God and you see dislikes and negative comments. Even Jesus Christ experienced negativity, how much more us? So just take the comments that you know these are constructive criticism. Just take those ones and then the rest just take it with a grain of salt and block, honey. Block. There are some people that just hate you and they're just there to just always drop negative comments. Just block them. Just don't let it get under your skin. You are doing good. Keep going, honey.
To piggy off what Layefa said, I can completely resonate with her first point on the fear of starting. I wanted to start YouTube years before I actually started, but the fear of what people will think and also the fear of not knowing what exactly I should share crippled me. My advice to any new creator out there is to start now. Start with what you have and where you are. Just start now. Like today, create that channel now. The truth is, your channel is going to evolve over time and even your content will grow with you, right? As your audience also grows with you. So don't worry about the future, worry about now. The second point Layefa mentioned with regard to negative comments is so important. I think every content creator starting off at YouTube should actually expect negative comments. They're going to come. And I believe when you expect them, they don't hit you as hard as when you weren't expecting them. So expect them, acknowledge them, and then let them go. Don't let them hold over you overnight. Don't sleep thinking about somebody wrote this about you. As Layefa said, even if you speak about God, somebody will still dislike your video. And what's actually interesting to note is as you grow on YouTube, these comments, these negative comments actually help the engagement on your channel. So sometimes they actually be a positive thing because it drives conversation in the comment section, it basically is a magnet for people to actually be engaged and get to know who you are. So it can actually turn out to be a positive thing for your channel in the long run. Now, let's hear the biggest mistakes from Wode Maya.
So the first mistake that I made when I started YouTube is not knowing that consistency is the key. You know, I used to film videos 3 months different. So this month I'll film a video. The next time you see a video will be next 3 months. So I had to take like 2 good years to get 1,000 subscribers. But now I upload every single day. And even in a day, I can make 3,000 to 4,000 subscribers in a day. So I want to tell you that don't make that mistake just like me. Consistency is the key on this platform. Immediately you stop uploading, everything sinks, you know. And the second mistake that I made was trying to be perfect before I upload a particular video. I was always looking for like, my audience gonna like this? Are they gonna love my videos? Oh my god, this camera is not perfect. But I want to tell you something. It's all about perfection. It's all about you, your personality. So you can even use phone to create a viral video. You don't need those cameras. I mean, I'm not saying don't buy camera. Buy cameras, but don't wait for you to get a camera before you start a YouTube channel. All you need to do, if you have camera, if you have a phone, start with your phone, and trust me, you might blow with your phone. I started with Samsung S2, but I was not comfortable with it because I thought it was not good. But the first video that I created with Samsung S2 have over 1.8 million, and the video that I created with one of the best cameras is still struggling to get 2,000 views. So don't wait to be perfect. Do your thing. All the gears that you have, use it. Trust me, you're gonna make it. Thank you.
Consistency, as Maya mentioned, is very important. The YouTube algorithm supports and favors consistency. The more you're consistent, right, the more people engage and watch your channel, the more YouTube actually recommends your channel to other people because it's signaling that people like your channel, they're watching your channel. The moment you stop uploading, it signals to YouTube that no activity is happening on your channel, so there is no need to actually recommend it. The second point that Maya talks about with regards to seeking perfection before you create is something that you need to be wary about. For me, I've had videos whereby I didn't even plan the video properly, and the videos, as you mentioned, same with Maya, it's skyrocketed. And the ones that I actually spent so much time like perfecting didn't get many views at all. So sometimes you have to be okay with things not always being perfect, especially when you start off. So now let's check out Vivian's biggest mistakes.
Hey everyone, Vivian Okezie here. Thank you Sassy Funke for having me. Today I'm going to be sharing 2 mistakes I made while starting off YouTube and how you can avoid these mistakes. So the first mistake I made while starting off YouTube was my ugly thumbnails. So when I started out, I wasn't necessarily keen on my thumbnails. I mean, sometimes I would try, but I never made the effort. I was more concerned about the video. And even though, you know, you have to be concerned about your video, your thumbnails are just as important. We all know YouTube for the visual content more than anything else. And before, let's say I'm a random viewer, I'm on YouTube lurking, trying to look for a video to watch, I would most likely click on the one that has the most attractive thumbnail, like a thumbnail that looks engaging to me. I feel like by the time I click on this video, I'm about to have a good time enjoying this content. So if you're starting out on YouTube, I would advise, you know, to take that little extra time to make a thumbnail that is engaging and, you know, visually pleasing to your audience, to your subscribers, and to just people, because you never know who might stumble on your video. So it's very important to have the thumbnail that, you know, just gets you the views. Another mistake I made while starting off YouTube was not collaborating enough. Guys, I cannot emphasize how important collaboration is in the YouTube world. It's something I'm even learning after being on YouTube for 5 years. It's something I'm just getting into. I feel like when I started, for like the first 3 years, I only did 2 or 3 collabs. And I honestly feel like that played a role in my stagnancy back then on YouTube. And it's something right now I'm embracing. That's why I'm so happy to be doing this video. So collaboration is really important. So if you're starting out YouTube, I would advise you to collaborate with more YouTubers, possibly in the the same niche as you, get to do stuff together, work on exciting videos together. That way you're tapping into their audience and vice versa. Both of you are growing in number, audience retention, views, and so much more. I believe that will be key in growing your YouTube and getting you started on the right track. So if you're starting out, I would highly advise you to collaborate with other YouTubers. So that's it, guys. Thank you, Sassy Funke, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thumbnails. Vivian killed it with this point. Thumbnails are key. As a new creator, it's important to bear in mind that no one knows you really. And in 2021, it's been said that over 30,000 hours of YouTube uploads are uploaded every single hour, which means that you really need to work for those views. And working for the views starts with thumbnails. So it's important to spend extra time in perfecting those thumbnails. Let's also talk about Vivian's second point, collaborations. To grow rapidly on YouTube, collaborations are actually key. They are fundamental. It allows you to tap into the audience of another creator. I think it's important to state here that you don't necessarily need to collaborate with a channel that has, more views, more subscribers than you have. Sometimes actually collaborating with a channel that has a similar sort of like audience type but has less subscribers is actually much more fruitful than someone that is their audience is completely different from yours, but they have bigger numbers. Also, collaborations are great because it just allows you to actually meet new people that are awesome creators that you can then learn from, that you can share ideas with it, and can actually help you build your network. To be honest, looking back when I started, I actually wished I reached out to a lot more people than I did. Now let's go to Dan of Nonstop Dan to hear a little bit more about his mistakes.
Hey guys, Nonstop Dan here. So my two biggest mistakes when starting my YouTube channel were, firstly, that I didn't make videos that I actually loved. In the sense that you always need to be your own biggest fan. So the videos you're making need to be incredibly entertaining and good to you, because after all, if you don't think you make the best videos in the world, then other people probably might not think so either. So yes, it sets the bar very high. It's hard to achieve something that you really, really love, but I think that's a good thing to strive for, just so that you're making something that is worth other people's time as well. The second big mistake I made until quite recently was that I would never plan the videos beforehand. But the real key is actually to plan the title and the thumbnail before you even start making the video. Now this gives you less flexibility and spontaneity, but what it will do is it will make your focus razor sharp in the video, and it comes across in the storytelling and it comes across to the viewer. So those are my two top tips and mistakes not to make when starting out with YouTube.
There is so much merit to what Dan said. When I first started YouTube, I would always create my thumbnails and my titles after I had completed my video. Now I think of my titles and thumbnails before I create my video. And yes, it makes for an overall stronger video because there is a connection between the title, the thumbnail, and the content of your video, right? People definitely feel it through as you tell the story in your video, what they've seen from the thumbnail and what they've read in the title. Let's check out what Nelo Okeke had to say about her biggest mistake.
Hi, so okay, I was asked to say two of the biggest mistakes I've ever made on YouTube, and to be honest, I don't consider a lot of things a mistake, like even in my life generally, because they take me to the next step, they take me to the next level, and all the things I've done on YouTube definitely got me to where I am today. I'm happy with my growth, and yeah, I'm just happy with where I am. But that being said, the one mistake, the one lesson I've learned the hard way is not everybody you collaborate with is supposed to be your friend, okay? Like, not even just collaboration, not everybody you meet online or you meet on YouTube is supposed to be your friend, because you guys think differently, you have a different upbringing, you have different perspective on things, you're just very different. And when it comes to friendship, it's something that is very personal. I didn't know that before, like it's not something I took serious before, but now I actually take it serious. Like, like I have to be friends with someone that I can relate with, someone that understands me, someone that I understand, not someone that, you know, because you met online and did a collaboration, or because you met online in the comment section, then you feel the obligation to be their friend. Or sometimes I just become friends out of I don't say pity, not really pity, but like, let me just still use obligation. I feel like I have to be friends with this person because I've done this with this person. But to be honest, in this line of work, you can be friendly with the person without being friends, because in my own experience, it's always ended in tears. So that's one thing I would say. Collaborate with people, you know, chat with them, but they don't have to be your friend.
Collaborators are not necessarily friends. Nelo touched on something that I could relate with. At some point of my creator journey, I felt this obligation to respond to every email, to respond to every DM, because I felt like if I didn't, I was a bad person, and I was sort of like trying to like be people's friend. And the implication of that was actually, for me, was that I got burnt out because I didn't want people to see me as a bad person. But what happened was that I couldn't do anything else. I was basically, my life outside YouTube and creating started getting a negative impact. So yes, sometimes you feel pressured to actually create and force this friendship, but I think it's important to know that you don't have to. And not only that, it's important to not expect so much from other people. Just because you collaborated with somebody doesn't mean they owe you something more, even if that's what you feel like they do. So I think it's key to just manage your expectations with regard to collaborations, you know? Yes, it's not fair to put expectations onto other people. Next in line is Miss Trudy. Let's hear what Miss Trudy has to say about her biggest mistakes coming up.
Hey guys, so my name is Miss Trudy, Africa's top travel vlogger, female travel vlogger. So I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the mistakes I've made since I started my YouTube channel. I think one of the biggest mistakes is just doubting myself, you know, because sometimes you really feel like you're not good enough, you know, feel like you're not hot enough. There are many hot girls out there, you know. Sometimes you feel like you're not rich enough because influencers are rich out there, you know. But myself, I came from a humble family, and you know, there's just that self-doubt, you know, when you compare yourself with other people, which has been one of my biggest mistakes. Sometimes you doubt yourself, you know, but then at the end of the day, you come to learn that God has a purpose for everyone, you know. And it happens every once in a while. I've never really gotten over it, but every time I remind myself that, no, it's okay to be who I am, because there's a reason and a purpose for my life, you know. So the biggest mistake is definitely doubting myself or comparing myself with other people.
Miss Trudy brought up an awesome point. Stop comparing yourself to other people and their growth. The truth is, there's some people out there with 1 million subscribers that are actually even making less money with someone with 100K. And it's also key to note that everyone started at zero. Like, everyone started at zero. This is your starting point. This is your lane, right? You're on your journey. Focus on that, because by comparing yourself, you slow yourself down, you demotivate yourself. Don't do it. Phrankleen is next in line. Let's hear what he has to say about his mistakes coming up.
What's up, guys? Good branding elevates a business and helps build, you know, recognition, and people recognize your brand, and it also helps emotional connection. So when I started back then, truth be told, you know, it was sort of like a hobby at first, and I would say honestly, I lacked knowledge. I didn't coordinate things and connect the dots properly. So because I didn't have proper branding in place and stuff, what that did was it subjected me to a lot of content theft by a lot of unscrupulous people. Even though I you know, my content creation was quite organic, it was all mine, and I was disorganized in how I was disseminating my content across the web. And even at some point, a major bank in Africa actually, you know, stole my content and used it unscrupulously without my knowledge, you know, consent. And I was all over the place, didn't know what to do, how to approach it. And I remember talking to someone, and then, because when I started YouTube, I started off as a foodie. I was just banging out food content. I used to be called Nigerian Food Channel at the time, before I got rebranded and stuff. So as Phrankleen, later on doing talk show and all that. So branding is crucial, all right? And what that does for you very quickly is, people tend to quickly recognize you. So if they find you on Instagram, they know the brand. They find you on Twitter, they recognize the brand. If they find you on Facebook, they can, there's that mental sort of, it gets mentally embedded into their system. They can quickly connect the dots like, oh, that's such and such, content and stuff like that. So yeah, branding is absolutely helpful.
Frankleen's point about branding is so valid. I would add that the highly successful businesses on YouTube think very strongly about branding, because these are actually businesses, and every good business needs good branding so that when brands come to you for collaborations, they know exactly what you stand for. They see exactly the consistency in your content. And of course, it makes for a highly visually appealing experience, which will probably engage viewers to keep coming back time after time. Take time to brand your channel. Use consistent colors, use consistent fonts, like create your thumbnails in a way whereby your thumbnail stands out. Like they don't even need to see your name. When they see the thumbnail, they're like, oh, that's Sassy's thumbnail. I know it's her. I'm gonna click at it as a button. Now, I'm actually gonna share one final mistake that Layefa made, which I think is very, very important for new creators starting off on YouTube.
So that brings me to my final mistake. I was always using copyrighted music. I did not understand that when you put copyrighted music, you're not able to earn from the video. So I have videos that have crazy amount of views on my channel, but I'm not earning any money from it because I was always using copyrighted music. Because copyrighted music are actually eye-catching. Like, they make your videos sweet to watch and listen to. Human beings are audio driven. Like, if they click on the video and the audio is crap, they just opt out immediately. So I always felt like I needed to put, bubbly, upbeat, Afro beats, but I wasn't earning any videos from them. So there are websites that you can actually go to for not copyrighted music to add to your videos. So good luck on your YouTube journey, and I hope you don't make the mistakes that I made.
Copyright music. I made this mistake very early on in my YouTube journey, but it's a rookie mistake. Like, don't make it. It's such an elementary mistake that no creator should make this mistake. As Layefa mentioned, you're essentially losing out on free money. Essentially, what you've done is you've done the work, and you've then given, your employer somebody else's bank account to pay the money in. It doesn't make sense, right? Make sure you do the work and you do the work well. Don't use copyright music because you're creating content, you're working hard. This is a job for many people and you should get paid for it. So don't make the rookie mistake of using copyright music. So guys, that is it. Our biggest mistakes that we made when we first started off on YouTube. I would love to hear your thoughts about these mistakes and the tips to avoid them in the comment section below. If there is any mistake that you made during the beginning of your YouTube journey, please leave them down in the comment section so that we can all help one another be successful, because there is room for all of us. Finally, please make sure to head over to the YouTube channels of the amazing creators that have taken their time to share with you their biggest mistakes. They are awesome creators, they're doing incredible things. Make sure you check their YouTube channels out, watch their videos, engage, subscribe. Let them know you're from here. And of course, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. And thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.